Yep.
I want to welcome everybody back to the 3 Stars, 2 Bars podcast. We know the content cowboys stay right on these motherfucking topics. We give you that good unstepped on topics like good dope in the 80s. You already know I'm your boy Tay. You can reach me on Instagram at DBOWE326 Tonio.
It's your boy Southside Malone, but from Waldorf, you dig? You can find me on IG and at Tonio, she love her.
Damn.
It's your boy Lem. You can find me on IG. I am _him89.
We got a special guest in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know we do life stories. We know we love interesting people. People that really catch our eye and people that really that's in our life that we know good shit about them. Ish, please introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Aisha. I'm on Facebook as Autism Mom of Instagram.
I'm Aisha.
Look, y'all, it's the drink they gave me 2
Aisha.
hours ago. I'm sorry.
I'm Aisha.
It's the drink they gave me 2 hours ago.
Motherfucker, I ain't never heard nobody call your ass Aisha in ever. I'm Aisha.
I am Aisha.
We know who you are, but you Ish.
They know me Ish.
Hold up. You told them you on Facebook?
Shut the hell up. I just said it's the drink your
She
wife
threw the
gave
Facebook
me 2
out.
hours ago.
She gave him the Facebook, bro.
Blame it on Mrs. Malone.
Oh my God, not the Facebook, bro. All right, but Ish.
Ish. Hello everyone, I'm Ish.
What's your IG again?
Now you made me forget. Autism _mom _of Prince. I'm an autism mom and my son is named Prince.
Oh, okay. So let's start from the beginning.
All right.
Where were you born at? Like, where you from?
Where you from?
Basically.
Glass Manor.
Woman. She
1001.
trying to wrap the hood on
1001, baby.
She rapping the set.
Oh
That's
my
right. 1001 Glass Manor.
Hey, you know what's crazy, right?
What's crazy?
And then we go let you continue. Len, when we first moved around Glass Manor, right? And we moved from DC, Southeast to Maryland. Didn't we think they were some suckers at first?
It's no way. It's no
listen to what I'm saying, Ish. I'm not saying they were suckers. You know how, like, back then, like, when we moved around Glass Manor, it was more of we didn't, you know how Southeast dudes be like, them niggas from Maryland, some suckers. And I just like had that,
there, right?
yeah, I just like had that mentality, like, these niggas some suckers the whole time. They just like us. They up the street for real.
Nigga, Glass Manor is a stone throw away from Southeast.
It is, literally.
That's just like saying I'm from Eastover, but nigga, if you from Eastover, you from Southeast. If you from the Eastover area, I don't care, because that shit is considered as Maryland, but you from Southeast.
Nah, bro, I'm from you can't do that.
How?
You can't get them that.
I can't give them that?
Nah, they from Maryland.
No, years ago, when my grandmother and them grew up around Glass Manor, it was considered 3rd Street.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Glass Manor was considered 3rd
Glass
Street?
Manor Drive was considered 3rd Street Southeast.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because you know,
I didn't know that.
It cuts
Yes.
over.
But I didn't know it was 3rd Street.
It was considered 3rd Street.
Think about where 3rd Street runs down. And
3rd Street was nothing but woods, my grandmother said back then.
When 3rd Street runs down, you know it cuts all the way over to where like the Goodwill and shit at. That shit leads to Glass Manor.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Walking bridge. Yep.
Yeah.
The only thing that was really down there was
Damn it, dude.
Flintstone.
Yeah, the walking bridge.
Flintstone. What's the elementary school down there, y'all?
We all hers?
Huh?
PR hers?
Friendship.
No, Friendship.
Yeah, Friendship.
It was
That's
Friendship.
PR. It's
PRs.
PRs, but it's Friendship.
But it's yeah.
So you grew up in Glass Manor?
I grew up in Glass Manor.
How many brothers and sisters you got?
14.
Damn. Boy, she is that's y'all. This y'all cousin right here. All them goddamn kids y'all did. Your father got
14 brothers and sisters?
My father has 14 kids. It's 14 of us.
Hey, what that was like growing up with, obviously we know.
How
but
many your mother got? How many your
My
mother
mother
got?
has 4.
okay. From your father, or is it?
My older sister has her own father, and the 3, me and my brother and younger sister has the same dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she liked your father more?
Obviously, right?
Oh, man.
So how was it growing up with 13 siblings?
Oh my God, y'all. It was crazy, but it was always fun because my dad always made sure we knew of each other.
Okay.
And regardless of the women, the baby mothers, or the wife, everybody knew that we were Zach children.
So can you say that your father was almost like how their father, at the end of the day, even though having that many kids, everybody was taken care of?
Everybody was taken care of. Everybody was taken care of. And growing up with them, It's hectic. It's fun. It's always something. It's always something good. It's always something bad. We go to war with each other, but when it comes to somebody coming to war with us, it's a no-go for that.
So, growing up with that many brothers and sisters, and you saying,
where are you at in line?
Oh gosh, hold on, let me count. Deron, Internet. I'm the fifth one in line.
Okay.
Are you the fifth oldest?
Yes.
Lord.
So you got
Out of 13.
four above you.
Yes, brothers.
Okay. So you about what?
Are you the
Tony?
older sister?
Well, my sister from my mom, my dad
Okay.
took care of her. So I'm my dad's oldest daughter.
Oh, okay.
But
So you
he
like
still
in line
considered
with
her.
So you about in line with Tonio at? Because Tonio, what you the fourth or fifth?
Christina, Terry,
DT
Tommy.
See, I'm
He
not
don't
the only
count.
one that gotta count.
I'm number 4.
number 4. Okay, about the same almost.
I mean, I don't count. I mean, technically you can count DT, but like, if you counted him, then I'm number 5.
Okay.
If you counted him.
But generally, like I'm saying, even though the glass man area, I know you moved around. How was your upbringing in Southeast Maryland, everything like that?
So I grew up,
From childhood to basically high school area, whatever. Maybe don't shout the schools out. Schools you went to.
you want to know all the schools I went to?
No, he's just tell us the high school.
It's about to sound like a lot,
Yeah.
but you just tell us the high school.
It's the high schools, y'all.
Okay.
I went to Oxon Hill. I got put out of Oxon Hill. I think I went to Baloo for 2 weeks. Got put out of there.
God damn! Why you get put out?
Let us finish so we can go ahead.
I went to Crossland. I went to Duval.
Got put out of crossing too.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
And then I had to go to some type of
Alternative.
alternative school in Lanham. Then I didn't do good there. So then I end up going.
You did bad in the bad school.
Yeah.
And
This motherfucker a law-abiding citizen.
And then I went back to Oxon Hill, and the only way I was able,
They let you back?
The only way I was able to get back is because I wrote a letter to the principal, but he wasn't letting any more Urbans back in Oxon Hill. So I ended up going to Crossland Night School, and graduated from Crossland Night School. I think 3 years later, I supposed to graduated in '96. I graduated in '99 or '98, but I got my high school diploma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how you get put out of the schools? Like what was your mindset? Like was something going on at home that was causing you to, you know what I'm saying?
So let's see. From the beginning, I was with my mom and my dad. My dad did a lot of staying in and out of jail. My dad was on drugs at a point in time. And my mom wasn't mentally stable.
Right.
She was paranoid schizophrenic, and she had a lot of issues going on. So then we end up living with my grandmother, which is my mom's mom, and that's who lived on around Glass Manor.
Right.
So, y'all, I was terrible. I was terrible. My grandmother put me out at 14. I did everything to survive. Everything that you can think of, I did to survive. I sold drugs. I cooked it. I cut it. I did every single thing.
We gonna get into that.
Okay. You want me to stop? Don't
No,
stop.
no, not right now. But keep. We gonna get into your upbringing, but we gonna get into that as well.
Okay, but it was rough. It was really rough. I had an attitude. I blamed it on everybody. At the beginning, I didn't know why. It was just bad. It was bad growing up. I went through a lot. I was the black sheep out of my grandmother's grandchildren.
Why you feel like that?
I was treated like that.
You feel like if you
Hell
like?
yeah. I was treated like that. And then when I realized that I was being treated, because it was 6 of us living with my grandmother. It wasn't just my mother children. She had to raise 2 of her son's grandchildren, because much as my uncle, my favorite
Y'all live
uncle
in
right now,
apartments in Glass Manor or houses?
the houses on Glass Manor.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
My uncle, she had his 2 children because he was also on drugs. So it was 6 of us. My grandmother was straight hood. Straight hood. Simple city, Clayton hood. No cut cards, no nothing. So my grandma was the type that, you fight, you supposed to sit down with your kids and be like, no, this is not what you're going to do. No, my grandmother took us. You know where she live at?
Ah,
That's what type of
we gotta
grandma
go beat
she
this
had.
bitch.
We going to. She live in Wingates. Okay, we about to pull up. They ain't say that back then, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure she said something familiar to that.
Yeah,
back
you pull up
That's
around Wingate
crazy.
now, you getting shot.
Yeah.
I do that shit right now. You getting shot around there, motherfucker.
Hold on, so your grandma would take you to fight people?
Oh yeah, and she used to come up to the school when we used to have the little peer, because I was always in peer mediation. So, because they used to always try to jump us or my little sister. But with my grandmother and my dad, when he wasn't in and out of jail, our whole thing was we are as one. And with my father, even though he was on drugs, he was still out in the street really heavy. And if he found out one of us fought and nobody else jumped in it, my father would stump us out.
Damn.
Like literally, like when High Tech Boots was out.
Ooh.
But I think that's the era we came up in, because you could, like, even with y'all can sit up there and say, "Ma'am, if your father found out you got dogged in the streets."
But I'm talking about if us girls fighting, my brothers are. My grandma, my father, their thing was
You talking about your
hands-on.
brother want your father want your brothers to fight a girl?
You want to know his exact words?
What?
Knock that bitch out.
Damn.
Now, if you meet my father today, you would
Yeah, nah,
never
he cool
know he
as
was
fuck.
that person.
Yeah,
You
he
would
cool.
never knew he was on drugs. You would never knew he was in and out of jail. You would never know he was that type of person. But it was, my grandma was the same thing. I don't care who it is, you hit him back.
Damn.
Do you have, like I could say, just because of your upbringing, any resentment towards your parents or anything like that?
I'm going to tell you, at first I did.
Right.
Now that I understand, and I was going to therapy for so long,
Right.
when you grow up like that and I couldn't have any animosity towards my dad or my mom or my grandmother anymore, because then you got to realize their upbringing, how they were raised. Everybody said, I was raised good, I was raised this way, but if you think of it, in a black house, y'all, everything was a secret. Nothing was to leave the house. Oh, you better not tell this person. And I'll do the opposite. I'll be smart. Oh, if you hit me when I go to school, I'm definitely telling the principal. I'm definitely telling the counselor. And I would tell my grandmother that, and she said, your ass will definitely not come back in this house. And I said, yes, I am, because I'm a minor. I read, I know things, and you have to let me back in because I'm not over 18.
But at our age, when we was coming up, we were always taught, what's the one rule that always taught? What happened in this house, stay in this house.
Yeah.
And it'd be the worst shit though.
It'd be the worst.
Yeah, you could be
It'd be the
molested
worst.
and everything. It's supposed to
Yeah.
stay in the house. Well, you got you got sisters covering for brothers for molesting their daughters, molesting cousins and stuff like that, which is the worst saying that you can go about. But we still kept things in the house.
Yeah, but that happened too with us as well. That happened too with us as well. Somebody in the house molesting us, and everything was kept a secret. But my mouth was so terrible, y'all. They tell me that every day. My mouth is so terrible, but it was like that. Like, I didn't have any cut cards. But then, like, when we laugh about it today, I tell neither one of my grandmothers or my mom, she passed away when she was 34. And both of my grandmothers are deceased also. But when I talk to my dad and my uncles, when they hear Prince, they just start laughing. I'm like, why the hell y'all laugh? They was like, because you was horrible. My dad tell me I was worse than all 8 of his sons.
Damn.
I was worse. He said I was the worst thing that he's ever dealt with, ever.
Hold up. Wait, what you mean the worst though? Like you was the worst kid, or like?
My dad said that he thought that I was going to end up being dead or locked up for the rest of my life.
Damn. Really?
So all he did was just pray and be like, I hope she be all right.
Yeah.
I got to give
And
it to God.
my mother, before she passed away, y'all, before she went up in my room and actually passed away, she had a long conversation with me because, like I said, I always had all this anger. And I was on the phone. She was like, I want to talk to you, baby girl. I was like, yes, Ma. So I remember like it was yesterday. She was like, I don't want you disrespecting grandma. I want you to obey your dad. I was like, but Ma, to get respect, give respect, you got to give respect. And she was like, Aisha, you are a child. I need you to respect them, and I need you to make sure your siblings okay. And I was like, why? She was like, because I may be gone. I may don't come back, and just in case. I said, where you going to go? You going to go right upstairs and go to sleep. That's all you going to do. So she was like, and it was during prom. my 12th grade year, Oxon Hill, y'all. My senior year, Oxon Hill. So she put the money down on the table so I can go get she was giving me the money like 2 months early. I was like, why you giving me the money now? She said, cause I just wanted to make sure you graduate, you go to the prom and you do what you're supposed to do and your siblings are gonna need you. You're my strongest child. I was like, okay, Ma. She gave me a kiss on my lips, went upstairs. She never came back down. So when my older sister came home, my older sister went and tried to open the door and the door was locked. So when we went upstairs to take a butter knife and pry open the door, she was in the bed dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was dead.
But so what causes?
Huh?
How does your mother pass?
So we have on my mother's side, me, my grandmother, which is her mother, and my mom, we have a blood clotting disorder called Factor V. So both of them died from blood clots. I had them also. I was in Georgetown in 2012 for like 3 months almost died because of the same thing. They deceased of now. But
you feel like she knows something?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the way she was just acting like, and she was like, I'm going home. I was like, dude, you home. Like, what's the problem?
I can say kids. I don't think we take it.
I think I was 16.
We're not gonna take that.
Because what I wanted to ask though is, do you feel like you wish you wouldn't have been so smart and so spicy to your mother when she was talking to you about certain things?
But with my mother, I never was the way I was with anybody else.
Okay.
When I said stuff like that, she'd be like, "This okay, my Aisha," but I was always like, "Ma, you know I'm playing," and she'll give me a hug, she'll give me a kiss. But my mother knew that she couldn't do anything about it because she couldn't take care of us. She knew that I was treated totally different from her other children that was in the house.
Right.
But I do wish that I wasn't how I was with other people, because now and again, regardless of how much I change, I have a son. And just because you change, that don't mean that child is not going to be like you are. Now you have to deal with what you took your parents through.
You always have to, like I said, you always get it on the back end.
Right.
Like I'm saying, I don't care. When you had kids, you be like, man, them hoes just like me. Shit. I got to deal with shit like you're saying. Oh, yeah, you like to talk a lot? That motherfucker talk your head off.
So let's get to the point when you said you got kicked out of the house at like what age?
14.
So when you got kicked out, right? Did you believe it at first?
Hell yeah, it was Miss Irvin.
Oh, so when she said get out, you getting out?
It wasn't a get out. We had to be in the house by 8 o'clock.
Right.
It was 8:04, 8:05.
Damn.
And she lifted up the window over top of the door and she put her head out the window. She said, yes. I said, Grandma, like, you gonna open the door? What time you supposed to be here? 8 o'clock. What time is it? 8:04, 8:05. Well, you can't come back in. Huh? I said, okay. So she had a trailer in the backyard that my brother Tank used to sleep in. So anybody to get locked out the house, we would go sleep in that trailer.
All right.
She locked the trailer so I wouldn't get in there.
Oh, she bad.
She locked the trailer so I wouldn't get in there.
She make sure you would. Yeah, you fucked up.
Hold on. So what you start? All right. All right, at 14, bro.
So then I went down to, y'all know where Kennebec at?
Yep.
The high rise at the top floor on the high rise in Kennebec, it was completely abandoned. So I slept in there for a couple of months. And then I had some girl cousins that moved up here from South Carolina that introduced me to a way of survival.
And what was that introduction to?
Drugs.
So
Hold up, at 14?
Yes, sir.
What year was this?
Jeez, I don't know.
At 14?
Was that before all the Suitland Parkway was completely done?
It got to be 1990 something.
No, probably 89.
Damn.
88, 89?
Yep.
Yeah, I would say about that.
I learned how to drive. They taught me how to drive. I was driving everywhere. I had fake IDs. I was going to the panorama room to watch Chuck with them.
So, like I said, that's why I say we love having interesting people on. So, your introduction into the drug game was your cousins.
Yeah, it was my female cousins.
Right. So, they taught you how to cook?
They told me how to do everything.
Okay. They taught you how to cook. They taught you how to do everything.
Yep.
Where did that lead to?
That lead to a 14-year-old bringing home about $2,000 a week every week.
Damn.
Making sure my
So is Monet's story yours?
It's about power.
Power.
oh, he's silly. My siblings, my grandmother was money hungry.
Right.
So it wasn't, my sisters and brothers ain't one for nothing. Everything they had was because of what I did for them after my mother passed away. Everything they had.
So you basically did what your mother asked you to do.
I basically did with my mother. And my senior year, I was missing a couple of credits, y'all. I was only missing 3 credits to graduate from high school. The teacher, I was with one of my friends, Pashana, that I'm still really good friends with today. We went into the English teacher class. She said, if you all wipe down these boards and wipe down these desks in here, I'll pass y'all so y'all can graduate. My friend got the stuff, the bucket and stuff she had to clean the boards and the desk, and she started cleaning. She said, Miss Irv, her name was Miss Johnson. She said, Miss Irv, you not gonna do it? You know what I told her? To pass to graduate. I told her, fuck, I'm not doing this shit. And I walked out the classroom.
Was that your perception
What?
because
Wow.
you generally was, I'm getting it in the streets?
No, it was my perception because my attitude was so fucked up, Tay, that, like, what else can you tell me? What else can you
Right, you 14.
tell me? No, that wasn't 14. This is my senior year. Tony.
Oh, okay. So
This
you
is
like
I was
17,
16.
18.
My mother died.
Okay.
My mother had already been gone.
Okay.
My mother been gone. My mother was my best friend. She was like the person that would be like, every time my grandmother would put me down, she was the one that'd be like, no, there's nothing wrong with you and you're okay. And she was my uplifter. My mother.
So question real quick. Was your grandmother the mother of your father or of your mother?
My
The
mother.
mother.
Of my mother.
And they act totally different?
She treated my mother the same way too. Her sisters tell me she treated my mom the same way too. The way she treated me, she treated. You seen pictures of my mom. I look like her identical twin. So they, my grandmother had, how many kids my grandmother had? 12.
Dang.
Yeah, my grandmother had 12 kids. My mother and her twin sister was her only girls. So my grandfather had a bunch of boys, but when he had those girls, he catered to the girls.
So basically, your expectations can't be anything but different because she treated your mother the same.
Right.
So you ain't like you can expect her to, oh yeah, you should have did better by me. No, I can't.
Right,
Because
so
you did your children the same way.
And when I realized this is going to be who it is, I started, like, everything. I was so disrespectful to her, that I regret. And she apologized to me on her deathbed before she died. We had a long conversation with each other. She apologized to me. I apologized to her. And she even left me money, y'all, when she died. A lot of money. And I was so stubborn. And I needed it. I needed the money. I didn't want it. I didn't take it.
Because of the way she treated you?
I would rather for her to treat, like, I don't even want to go into detail of how she treated me, you all. Like, it was horrible. Then again, maybe I would, so people it was bad. It was super bad. Like, my grandma used to lock me in closets. Don't y'all remember the old ammonia that was clear in the bottles that you cleaned
Oh
up
yeah,
with?
no,
by the
that's
trash?
my
Oh,
that's wrong.
Yeah, she would put in the the bathroom doors back then. They locked from the outside. In our house on Glassman Drive,
Right.
she would put that in the bathroom, and I would be, when you smell that, it burns your nose. You put a little
that's
cap
strong.
for it.
Yeah.
She would put buckets of that in the bathroom
And lock you in there?
and lock me in there and put the
Damn.
towel under the door.
But
Damn.
like right now, like I could say,
Oh, my
now,
gosh,
I
bro.
could say a lot of things back then would not be considered as abuse.
Nope,
for
it
a
wasn't.
child.
Yeah,
She
you're
used to
right.
beat me. You know what the things that you whip the horses with to make them go? The whips.
Yeah,
That's what I used to get whipped
the
with.
little
Nobody else got whipped
the
with that.
cattle whips.
Yeah, the ones you hit the whip, they tell the bulls and stuff to go. And she used to send me to school with the whips on me, and the principal walked me right back to the house.
I done been beat with a lot of shit. I ain't
Oh,
never
my
been beat with a
God.
goddamn
That's
whip.
nothing. She done threw
I done had
glass
irons
bowls
thrown
at
at
me.
me. I done
where
been beat
right
with boots
here,
and shit.
she just tried to hit me with a glass bowl in my head, and I blocked it, and a chunk of skin came out my arm. And she wasn't gonna take. She was like, she's not going to the hospital. She's going upstairs and rinse it off. My mother said, I'm taking her to the hospital.
Hold up. So Ish, maybe your grandmother was the reason for your attitude to everybody, though. Because I'm quite sure you ain't trust her.
Yeah.
So you kind of not trusting nobody besides your mother, obviously.
Right.
So you kind of treating everybody the way.
That I'm being treated.
Right.
But just with a lot of attitude.
As a
and
child, if you're being treated like that, it becomes fuck the world.
Yeah.
If I'm being treated like shit
And
every
then I
day.
took everything on her. I fought all the time.
Was this same treatment being doled out to your siblings?
Hell no.
It was just you.
It was just me.
So when you talked to her on her deathbed, like was it like a relief after she said she was sorry, or like a relief off your shoulders, or like
It was. I was still in shock about it, cause I was like, wow, like you knew it was. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest. It pissed me off more. I'm gonna tell you why. Because she basically admitted to me that she knew she treated me completely different. Mm-hmm. When I was trying to tell people for years.
Right.
And they didn't believe it.
Yeah. You just wish she'd have did a shift while she was alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I accepted her apology because I was trying to turn to a new person. I had goals then. I had plans then. I stopped being in the streets and I stopped doing a lot of stuff.
So what did you do to like stop preparing yourself for the woman you are today?
I'm gonna tell you what made me do it. I started.
Hold up before we get to that, because we didn't touch on. That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. We didn't touch on the street life.
Right.
And I want to touch on that. Like I was saying, we talked about home life. We talked about everything like that. With the street life, where did your street life take you? Because we talking about early 90s, late 80s. We talking about during the crack epidemic. We talking about, you already know, we talking about, in this area, we talking about names like motherfucking Rayful. We talking about WP, Wayne Perry. We talking about names.
Silk, baby.
Silk. We talking about names like that. We talking about ghosts. We talking about people like that. People that's in this area that a lot of people don't know about. Right. Especially, like, I've been at work and asked people, do they know who Wayne Perry or do they know who motherfucking Rayful Ebony is? And they like 35 and they don't know who these people are. And they grew up, one girl told me she grew up on Harford Street. She don't know who fucking, Rayful Ebony is. And she 35 years old. And I'm 38. I'm like, you 3 years old, younger than me. I'm like, I would think you know this.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time at Kennedy also.
Kennedy, Harford, all around
Kennedy
Howard University.
Yeah, that was his stomping grounds, Kennedy.
At 14, where did the street life take you? And in these elements, did you meet these king of kings of drug dealing in our area?
All the ones in D.C., absolutely. Every last one of them. Like, I'm sitting here with y'all and I've sat with them.
So WP.
Yep.
You sat with Rafe.
I've never really sat with him.
Right.
If he would come down, when he would come down Southwest sometimes. But my female girl cousins, this is how I got introduced to a lot of the big time drug dealers because they was in big with them.
So I know you said your cousin started you out in the drug dealing, but where did that take you?
It took me far. It took me, I was 14, 15, I was all the way up to 18. I was bringing home $2,000 a week just making trips. I was making trips to out of state, taking stuff there, bringing stuff back. $2,000 a trip. I was sized. I would take it back home like, y'all, what I got? Go over and go with my girlfriends that I still hang with now. They was like, I said, y'all mark the tag number down. Y'all see who I'm getting in the car with, the famous white Acura. You know what I mean? And now when they realize, hey, Ish, Young, do you know who that was used to be in the car with and leaving? I said, yeah. They was like, you wasn't never scared. You was just
I was just about to ask you that.
No, because guess what? I'm going to tell you, one of my female cousins that's on here, I'm really, really close with, whether y'all believe it or not, they still doing certain investigations on certain people, even though they've been in jail for a very long time and they got
That's
life.
definitely true.
They still pull it, and they pull it from these social media sites.
Right.
So she was like, just be mindful of what you say.
Right. True.
So
We ain't reopening nobody cases.
Facts.
Fuck that. I ain't reopening nobody cases.
But it was one that that would come get me weekly. One, and y'all know who I'm the head person of DC, would come get me weekly, and I would go places with that person, and I would do a trip, and I would come back, and I had $2,000, and I was like, $2,000, 14 and 15.
Yeah,
My sisters, all of us had the fresh Eddies.
No, that's a lot of money.
With the split up the back.
Yes, my brother had all the Eddies. I used to send him to Georgia Avenue to get his braids done. Or my little sister was so spoiled to the point where I was making money that she wouldn't go, why you not going to school? Because my braids messed up. Or, that's when Reebok Classics was out, y'all. The girls was on the Reebok Classics. So we was, when they get the princesses,
the princesses.
when them jokes used to get messed up, I was like, you're not going to school because of what? I ain't got no Reebok classes. Lift and everything wasn't back then.
Nah, fuck that.
My girl cousin gave me her brown station wagon. I had no license. I had a brown station wagon. Nice rims and everything. I was like, man, come on, let's go down Eastover. What's the place down Eastover, y'all?
What?
Shoe City?
Not Shoe City.
It was Shoe City with open.
It was Athlete's Foot down there back in the day.
What's the other one, y'all?
Foot Locker?
Athletic's Foot or Foot Locker?
No, y'all, not the tennis shoe place. It had everything in it. The clothes you go
Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward.
Oh,
That's what John used to be at.
Yeah,
That's what John used to be at.
Montgomery
Lord,
Ward.
you went back.
Yes. I was
Lord.
like, come on, y'all. Because, they opened up the same time and the liquor store opened up 6 o'clock.
Yeah, Montgomery Ward.
Come on,
early
man.
as
I'm about
shit.
to take you down there and get you something. I'm going to get you the black pair and the white pair. So she had the HCL bags and going to school. And
Like Montgomery Ward was like when we say like if you don't know Montgomery Ward like Target. It's a department
Yes.
store.
Yeah, it's like
Target,
Target.
Walmart. It was department full before Target.
everybody
and Walmart.
got their Easter Sunday dresses from there
Nah,
and
for real.
stuff. But yeah, that's how spoiled they was. They didn't want for nothing. But that's all I knew how to do was to make sure that they had. And I started getting so much money. It, like I said, my grandma was money hungry. Like I was like, get us to grandma. Get us to grandma. I was like, I'm about to take $100 off. I said, no, I already got y'all. Just get us to grandma. She ain't never come back to me. And ain't never come back to me. But again, my grandmother did shit too. My grandmother used to hustle big time. She used to do it down at Lorton. And we used to go down there too.
Dang.
We used to go down to the jail down Lorton. Yeah.
At being at that age, you didn't have that fear in you, especially with dealing with, like I say, you say you didn't have a lot of dealings with Rayful, but with WP, everybody know the name ring out, but especially back then. Mm-hmm. And having dealings with him, it like a lot of things with WP. You already know how many bodies that he done got.
Allegedly.
Now I do, y'all. Now I do.
Right, because we all listen, you know what I'm saying?
Growing up.
Internet.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I took that he used to always say to me is never threaten anybody that you're not going to handle. Go back to school. I want you to finish school. And nothing was ever tried with me.
Right.
That's a whole time, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That don't threaten nobody that you don't want to handle might be the best advice you can give a street person ever.
And another thing, don't call me if you don't want it handled. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. My little sister a couple of years ago got into a big time with these dudes from up Hilltop. It was real bad. The dudes, the females, it was. I'm like, y'all dudes really going at my little sister. So of course I go around there. I'm like, I ain't dealing with the dudes, but any of y'all females, I fight one-on-one. I promise. Right. Mm-hmm. If one of y'all whoop my ass, I'll let y'all jump my little sister.
Hold on, what? Hold on.
If any of y'all whoop my ass, I'll let y'all jump my little sister. I'll bring her down here so y'all can whoop her ass.
Okay.
Now, and I'm not saying I could beat everybody, but I'm going to dog the shit out of you.
At least one of y'all.
Right. And the mother and daughter, y'all still standing on the steps. I'm asking y'all, like, come off the steps. So I asked her, ain't that your mother and your sister? Tell your mother and sister, I'll fight both of them. If they win, they can whoop my sister ass. And I swear to God on my mother, I won't do nothing. So the dudes was getting all, the dudes was like, who the F are you?
Yeah, who you think you is?
Okay,
Yeah.
so this what I'm gonna do. I said, since y'all wanna sit up here and fuck with bitches, I'm gonna show y'all, cause y'all some real bitches, but I'm gonna show y'all. So one dude pulled out. I said, I'm gonna call somebody. Call the number, put him on speaker. What the Muslims say, y'all? Select
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Salaikum salam.
And he talked to him. Oh, now y'all ain't got shit to say. So y'all know shit's still gonna happen and people got life in fucking prison. So stop acting like y'all thorough. Y'all sitting up here going at females when y'all mothers and sisters and all that shit. And y'all knocking on my little sister door and y'all 40 years old.
Yeah.
Don't knock at my sister door. I'm not a troublemaker. I don't do that. Now my little sister, they keep a lot of shit going. So I knew it was going, it's always, every time they move somewhere, it's always something. But y'all sitting up there pulling out guns. Y'all pulled it out on my little nephews and shit. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Then your grown ass mother trying to fight my 14-year-old niece. Like that's not what we want to do.
Okay.
We not doing that.
Yeah. So Ish, let's get into your later years of being
Let's get into the rebirth.
right.
Like I'm saying, like we talked about, we know where 14, we know where it took you.
Right.
And we know the people that you were around and the things that you had to do just to survive. When did you hit that point where you was like, this ain't what it's cracked up to be. I gotta change. And what age?
I have to. It had to be like 20 something. It had, when I the stubbornness, the like, I didn't care if you said something to me. We're not doing no talking. All of that stuff changed like in my 20s. When I realized I had a group of friends and I'm looking at like, they got their high school diplomas. Then all of them in college. I'm the oddball out the group. 6 of us. I'm the oddball out the group. I don't want to be the oddball out the group no more.
But I'm pretty sure as you being the oddball, I'm pretty sure your friends probably, at the end of the day, even though you went through a lot, they probably envied you because of how you was getting it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people at that point in time, because you was getting it in the streets and you like, I'm getting it hand over fist. You went to college, you went to this, to that, and third, but I'm you see me getting it. I'm at the motherfucking club. I'm fly as shit. You see what I'm wearing. I got this on. I got that. Whatever they need, I got money in my pocket. I'm getting it. You went to school, and you going to school, and you come home, and you see how it is.
But tell you, I'm gonna say this though. This goes to show that you should have good people around you. From what Isha just said.
Correct.
Because technically, right. If she was still around those group of people that was in the streets, she gonna be like, I'm in the streets, I'm better than you, boom, 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 whatever. But her not new friends, but you know what I mean, the ones that's actually trying to live a civilized life.
Right.
And showing her different things, it's like, bro, you know you could do this without having to risk your life all the time. You know you could do this and not have to do this all the time. You know you don't have to fight everybody, bro. We like to go outside, have a good time, and not fight. Yep, like we like to do this. Like, bro, relax. You ain't gotta fight all the time. Each is all right. She just, you know, she don't even want no smoke. She just talking.
Yep, that's exactly how I was, Tonio.
Nah, for real, because that's how I feel. Like when you young, I can't hang with people that I know gonna always go for what?
Yes.
Why you being a crash dummy all the time?
Yeah.
And then if I got a homeboy,
they use with me, y'all.
if I got a homeboy and I know he a crash dummy, bro, I'm gonna try to show you different. The only reason I'm gonna do that is because I know for a fact, even if we get you to start looking at the positive things, you gonna go. Now, if I like say that this is what I'm gonna say about Isha's situation. Now, if she go right, that means, bro, we all going, because guess what? Bro, we helped her change and she don't really want to do this shit no more. If you made her mad, we all fucking you up. You dig what I'm saying?
But the thing is, y'all, listen to this. I never started anything. Never. We can be at the clubs, y'all. We can be, I'm an observer because I was out in the streets like that. So when we go somewhere, I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy myself. I always enjoyed myself, but I didn't really party too much. I will always have my eye, like looking at this person, looking at this female, looking at this person. Like my whole thought was like, who out here trying to get me? or what y'all trying to do.
Right.
I never started anything though, but like if one of them get into it, I'd be the first one was like, what's up?
Right.
Like what you trying to do?
But living that life, you had to put yourself
Yes.
in the retrospective, like who try and get me?
Yes,
Because you never
that's
know
how I look.
what eyes are
Yes.
on you. Yeah, and shit.
That's how I look. And then you got to realize too, y'all, back in the day when a whole bunch of investigations was going on about certain people, if y'all remember in the news who they were looking for was females that was hanging with these dudes. They was looking for all females because that was the key, the females. So if y'all go back and Google everybody they was really looking for, they never said any dudes. It was all females from, everywhere, 30th Street, everywhere. It was all females. But yeah, I never started anything. To this day, I never
So
started
the friends is what made you have the change.
Yes. Yeah, I looked at them and realized like I don't want to be I want to do something. I want to do something more like
Positive. You want to do something positive, yeah.
So I started looking for jobs. It was so bad, y'all. I was realizing
What
I
year?
need to get my
What
shit
year
together.
was this around?
I was probably like 22.
What-
2002.
No, I was probably
22.
Like
She was
Oh, you
22
like
years
22.
old.
I
Okay.
probably was 22 years old.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you talking about at 14, you been motherfucking
Just lived
slanging.
your life for real.
You was
That's why I tell
7
people, I
years.
don't
You been
care
selling
about-
dope for 7
Yeah,
years.
I don't care. I did it around glass. I'm gonna tell y'all. My father and his friends was dope heads. It was so bad when we had an apartment up there. What is it called? Right across the bridge from Bury Farms. What's over there by Wellington Park and Washington View? What's
Oh
that?
yeah. That's Washington View. You're right.
Washington
No,
View?
it's not Washington View.
No,
it's
you talking
before
about
Washington View.
Oak Park.
No,
nah.
not
22nd.
It's
No.
called fuck. I can't think of the name.
I always
Nigga,
lose the
she ain't
name
up there by
of
there,
them.
motherfucker.
But it's
Nigga,
before
Anacostia
Washington
area.
View. It's where they build all them new little townhouses.
Yeah, that's
at. It's
Oak
still
Park.
That's not Oak
Nah,
Park.
it's not
That's not
called
Oak Park,
Okay.
nigga.
Oak Park Southwest.
That's
Okay.
Southwest.
Yeah, it's
I'm
over
thinking
there.
about.
Anacostia.
But we used to,
Anacostia.
y'all used to be so bad.
Is it Staten Oaks?
That's
No,
Stan.
Yeah,
no,
Stanton Oaks.
no.
Stan
Oaks
Terrace.
over there by Wellington Park.
But that's Stan Terrace and shit like that,
it's
right?
not Stan Terrace. It's over there before you get to Morse Road. It's those apartments up there, and they built those new I forgot. I would have to ask my little brother. I forgot the name of them, but
It's by Washington View. I
Yup.
don't know what apartment's called though.
Yeah, it's
because
right-
when you turn up, it's apartments to the left.
Yeah.
And then you keep going right, it's apartments to the right, but then you keep going all the way up, it's Washington View.
it's not Forest Hill. It's something. I forgot the name of it. But anyway, the game was so bad, y'all. Even my dad knew I was doing it. But my big time customers, I'm gonna tell y'all who my big time customers was.
Not who they was. What you mean?
Who they were. Metro people when my father
Oh,
worked for
okay.
them.
Oh,
But it was so bad, y'all, that my father was so gone that him and his friends was my biggest clients.
that's crazy.
So you actually
That's
you sold to
crazy.
your father?
Yeah.
That is. Oh, you was ruthless.
And for them to use my bathroom, that was another charge.
Damn.
Hold up. You? Oh, okay. Use the
To
bathroom.
cook,
All right.
to do
Wow,
it,
bro.
yeah,
Is you tough?
that was another charge.
So, Ish, let me ask you a question, right? What's looking back on your life right now? What's the biggest joy in your life?
Prince,
Who's Prince?
my son, my
Well,
3-year-old son, that's my biggest joy.
so, when did you have him?
I had him October the 24th, 2019.
How old was you when you had Prince?
41.
Hold up. So, I think we talked about this before. About I felt like I couldn't have kids before.
Yeah.
You felt like you couldn't have kids at this
No,
point?
They told me I couldn't have any kids. I had a daughter in 2014 that passed away.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, her name and stuff is on my back. Her name was Malaya Angel Curl. Yep, 2014, I had a daughter. I curbed her all the way up to 9 months.
Oh my God.
So I had a daughter. After that, they was like they've been telling me for years I couldn't have children. So I was over it. I was over the fact now, and I was over the fact that, okay, it's not going to happen. Just leave it alone. Forget it. Until one day I went to the doctor, and they told me I went to go get my cortisone shot because I had hurt my back. So I was getting shots for my back. So they told me that I had to take a urine test and make sure I wasn't pregnant. I said, I'm 41. Trust me, I'm not pregnant. I can't have kids. They already told me.
Right.
So the lady said, this is hospital policy. We still have to do it. I said, okay, go ahead, but can y'all please hurry up? So she came back in with the needle. I was like, yeah. She said, oh, no, this is not a needle for your cortisone. I said, so what is that for? She said, we can't give you the shot. I said, why? She said, because you're pregnant. I said, listen, nurse, please go get the head doctor. You're a nurse. I need the doctor to come in here and tell me something because I need the shot. So she was like, Miss Irvin, you are pregnant. I said, well, show me the work, the blood work. She said, I knew you would say that. 8 weeks pregnant. I said, guess what? Give me the shot. I'm not going to be able to carry it. I know I can't carry kids. I get to 4 or 5 months and I'm that's it. So can you just please, we can't do it. All right, whatever. I didn't care about me being pregnant, y'all. I didn't actually take it serious. So one day at 7 months, I woke up and this baby was moving in my body.
Oh, I was going to ask you that.
So at 7 months,
7 months.
it was real.
It was real to me. And then after I realized that 7 months, like 2 weeks later, I went into the bathroom and I started spotting big blood clots. I said, see, this is why I didn't get excited. This is why I wasn't no baby shower.
Hold up, you thought that?
No, I went into the bathroom and I saw big clots start coming out of me. You know, that's a sign of the baby breaking up, miscarriage.
Yeah.
So I was like, y'all, let me tell you something. I took a whole shower, got dressed, put lotion on, and everything before I even went to the emergency room. So I went in there, I went to Southern Maryland emergency room, and she was like, what's going on? I said, I'm having a miscarriage. She was like, well, how do you know that? You're 7 months. I said, because I just had 3 big clots the size of my fist come up out of me. So she was like, well, we're going to take you in there. So they was like, they took all these tests. My HCG levels, those your pregnancy levels was going all the way down. I said, so, I'm not excited. That's why I didn't get excited. So this black nurse, older lady, came in and she said, baby, I'm going to tell you what she said, y'all. She said, you're going to be okay and so is your son. At this time, I didn't know I was having a son. She said, you're going to be okay. I said, no, I'm not. I've been bleeding. I know I'm going to lose this baby. I can't have kids. She said, you're going to be okay. Have faith. I said, okay. She said, I'm going to pray over you. She anointed me. She went to go get some oil, anointed my head, and prayed over me. My doctor came in. He said, Miss Irvin, what makes you think you're miscarriage? I said, Doctor, what's his name? I forgot. But anyway, I said, Dr. Ali. I said, Dr. Ali, I just had these clots. He was like, but you're not miscarriaging. You're just bleeding. Some women do that.
Basically.
I said, but my
I didn't know that.
HCG levels are going completely
I didn't know
down.
like that though.
Hold on. When you say some women women bleed when they
So
are
listen to
pregnant?
this, y'all.
Yeah, you can have your period the whole time.
No, yeah, you can have your period. But listen, y'all. He said, what you have to realize, Miss Irvin, you have a blood disorder. So
The same blood disorder you
that
talked
my
about
mother
earlier?
and
Yes.
my grandmother had. You have a blood clotting disorder. So now that you're pregnant, your body is going to reject it, and your clots are going to come out of you.
Wow. So technically, Prince was a blessing for real.
Yes. Yeah.
When he said that, did that put a lot of things in perspective for you?
So I said, so Dr. Ali, so that means he's going to be okay? He said, if you want to, we could take him now.
So when was it when you was like the excitement started coming?
When they told me all 4 chambers of the heart was completely healthy. The only thing is wrong, he got a really big head, and he's putting a lot of pressure on you. But because I have
Prince got a nugget like shit, boy.
We about to break him down so you can see his nugget.
Y'all should have seen me how I used to sit up in a chair. Y'all could not move that favorite chair. So he was like, we can take the baby now. And I said, well, the nurse said it's a boy. He was like, well, how she know? We ain't do the test yet. You didn't want it. He said, but we'll do the test to see, how they can take the blood to tell you what you're having. So it came back like 2 weeks later. It was a boy. She was right. It was a boy. But he was like, we can take him down. I was like, well, no, if you say he going to make it. He said, but with your blood disorder, I don't want you to deliver because now I have this filter that stays in my body for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. It's a spinal filter, and it catch my clots because the last clots went to my lungs and my heart when I had them in 2012. But that's how my mom and my grandmother passed away because theirs went to their lungs also. But I had 3 in each lung.
But they wasn't getting treatment for it.
Huh?
They wasn't getting treatment for
No,
it.
listen. They went to the doctor and they found them there. But
Right.
because some people die, blood clots is the #1 killer in America right now, if y'all Google it. But the thing with me is I was old. My father went off in the hospital. He went off because they told me all my family had to come to the hospital. They was like I wasn't going to make it overnight. I had like 8 clots in me. I had 1 clot by my heart. Let me tell you what happened, y'all. The clot entered out of my heart and exited out of the back of my heart.
Lord.
Exited out of the back. The nurse told me, the lady said, I'm telling you, you're going to be okay. You are a blessing. God, everything shines on you. You're going to be okay. So I'm here Still an asshole.
All right, so Ish,
Yeah.
you said at the beginning that you what was your handle? Your Instagram handle?
Aisha autism_mom, autism_a_prince.
Now the reason I bring that up is to ask you this question.
Go ahead.
You had Prince, which was Joy. Mm-hmm. At what point did you start saying to yourself, maybe my son is, I don't know the right terminology, so I'm not going to,
Tonio,
autistic.
say you his uncle, say anything.
Nah,
you
man,
yes,
you know I'm
can.
not
You
doing
gotta
that
get over
though.
this.
Hold
No.
up. I
If
take
you
it
want
over.
to answer,
I
if you
told
want me to real answer, you gotta ask me.
At what point that you may consider in your mind, before any doctors, that you might consider Prince being autistic?
It
Right.
was 8 months.
At 8 months?
Why did you
8
feel
months.
like that?
At 8 months, Prince didn't acknowledge his name. He didn't acknowledge anybody saying anything to him.
True.
If he was sitting right there with you on your lap, and I can be saying, Googling in his ear, he wouldn't look. You know, if I'm saying something in y'all ear, y'all gonna look at me.
Right.
He wouldn't do any of that. He wouldn't do anything. I can put on the TV and I would turn it up super loud in the room. And you know, normally if you have something loud, a child is going to look or do. He wouldn't do anything.
Some type of reaction.
And I took him to the doctor, and I was like, Dr. Miller, I think Prince is autistic. She was like, huh? At 8 months, Aisha? I said, yeah. She said, give it a little more time. Let's see. 12 months. Brought him back in. When can we test my son? She said, we can test him when he's 18 months. I said, but I know he's just going to come back that he's autistic. So they did all these tests at Children's. The doctor said, Miss Irvin, he is definitely autistic. I said, I knew it. So when I found out he was, I was on it.
When that hit you and it was 100%, he's autistic. What was that feeling like?
It was feeling like I need to be on my shit because now I have a child with a disability. Not only am I an old ass mother, I got a child at 41 with a disability. And then I researched a lot about autism. And a lot of signs and everything I researched was showing with my son.
Right.
So then I realized, okay, I need to get on my shit because this life is going to be completely about him, even though I have to live mine.
Correct.
I lived my life since I was 14. Now I'm okay with living completely for my son at 44. So everything that I do, every move that I make, I have to be particular because everything is about him. Everything's about him now. Like the therapy he go to, I be dead ass tired. Like everything how long I was out of work, Tonio? Tonio said, Aisha, damn, I thought you was downstairs sleeping all the time.
Nah. Ain't no funny.
Like,
I did.
When
I
did
did.
Chris learn that? How did he know that? When
That's
did he learn
facts.
that? He said, Aisha, I thought you was downstairs sleep. No, I was downstairs teaching him because even though he couldn't talk, remember, he just started talking.
But
He did.
I can sit up there and say, you say you 43.
44. Am I 44 45? I'm 44.
44. Uh-huh. And a lot of women on here came and said they age. But at 44, you doing what you need to do for Prince every day, in and out. Your story still is not written. And it's not over for you. Like I said, you live for your son, but it's still not over for you. I don't think, like I said, I don't want you to feel like that, okay, it's just, even though it's just about Prince, yes, you're going to get him to the point where, okay, it's going to have to start, you're going to have to start letting go at some point.
Right, but also you people that really don't have any knowledge about autism.
Right.
Let me explain another thing about autistic children. You can have a really smart autistic child, but what people don't understand is autism can reverse. Meaning, I have several friends that a lot of autism groups. I have a friend right now that I'm really close to. Her son, he spoke when he was 1, 2, and 3. He's now 10. Now it's like it reversed. He can't do any of those things anymore. They don't know why it's like that. It's only with African American boys with the research that we have done so far.
Right.
So now we want to do a trip to Dubai. Dubai has one of the top autism centers in the world.
Right.
Their boy, like the African American boys here in the U.S., 95% of them don't talk. 95% of a lot of things go reverse. In Dubai, in countries overseas like that, their boys are not like that. So now we want to know. Go ahead, Lim.
So when Prince first said something, how did that make you feel?
Lim, I was in the bed. I thought I had the TV. I thought the TV was saying Baby Shark, right? Because he loved Baby Shark. So I just kept my head, Baby Shark, do. I was like, man, if he unturned up the damn TV, let me turn the TV down. So I said, I got up. I was like, where the remote control? So then I heard Baby Shark again. And I got up. He looked. Baby, he was standing up in the bed jumping. Baby Shark, do. I think I said, Marquisha. Prince said, baby. I said, Prince, say it again. He wouldn't say it, y'all. I said, say it again. So then he said it again, y'all, and I recorded it. Y'all, I was so, and people don't know, when you are an artistic parent, that is so exciting to you, because I started teaching him sign language, y'all, so he knows a lot of different signs. He still do them now, even though he still can talk.
Let's real quick though, Ish.
Okay.
Because she brought up sign language. Me and Aisha had a whole argument in the kitchen before because she kept saying he was deaf. And I'm like, Ish, no he not. And then she like, yes he is. Obviously, she's his mother, but I'm around him a lot too, right? So she had to go through how about you tell that story? How about you tell the one about he had to get tested for his ears and stuff?
So that was one of the tests for testing for autism. Is when they put him in a big room, and I had to sit on the outside. So they put him in a big room. They had all these big speakers in there. So they put the speakers on like 30, y'all. He's still in there playing with his fingers. So then when they did the flashing lights, he started looking around. Right. So then they did things where they put these tubes in his ears, and they blew air in one, and they blew water in one.
He had a reaction to it.
He only had a reaction to the water, but to the air. He never had a reaction to the water hitting his ear. He did this to the air. He ain't do like, oh my God. He just did this to his ear and held it, but he did not hold the ear with the water. So they were saying, children were saying that a lot of autistic children have signs of being deaf. Mm-hmm. But that does not mean bring him back when he's 2, and that can change.
Right.
So I don't know what he said, but yeah, me and Tonio did have a discussion up there. But I was just going off what they were saying. But then they were saying bring him back at 2, because I don't know. I didn't want that to be true. Right. But I was preparing myself and him just in case. That didn't change when he turned 2 years old. So that's when I started teaching him sign language.
Mm-hmm. I was like, bro, he be hearing us, bro. He just want to ignore us on purpose. That was really how I felt.
And I was asking the doctors, I was like, do y'all think he could be super stubborn? Because my dad was like, you need to ask him, was he super stubborn like his mom? I'm like, Dad, really? He's like, yeah, you need to ask him. So now what the question is, you all, with Prince, is that when I go to the specialist, is he being stubborn, or does he not just want to eat certain foods? But what the doctors tell me, which are the autism specialists, is that you'll never know that. You will never know that. But we have set Prince upstairs in a chair, y'all, and he could have a plate in front of him for 45 minutes, and he won't touch it.
Nothing.
Because, as a mother, you be like, oh, you going to eat this. You ain't gonna just sit there. You gonna eat it.
But then, even without having autism, that's a child.
Yeah, but the thing is, autistic children have major sensory issues. It's basically with foods. Okay. So it's certain things if Prince would touch, he'd be like, ew, 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 and I have to wipe it off immediately. So he asked Tonio, I can bring every day what I bring home, Tonio.
Pizza. That boy loves some pizza, boy.
Now, he would eat 4 slices of pizza like he a grown man.
Damn.
And give him some corn, he ain't touching it.
No, yep.
You be like, yeah, what? What's going on, bro?
He won't touch it. Yep. I would sit it there. He would not eat it at all.
So that's something that goes on with autistic children?
Yes, they have major eating habits. They have major eating habits.
So because I want to learn this stuff. Mm-hmm. So what other things goes on with him that you that people don't know?
Major meltdowns. A child is autistic. A lot of people that doesn't have any knowledge with as with autism children is they have meltdowns. It's a different. I've learned when Prince was 2, I've learned the difference between a meltdown and a temper tantrum.
Right.
Because you got a 2-year-old. 2-year-olds have major temper tantrums. So.
Hold on, me not 3?
Yeah, he's 3, but when
I'm
he
about
was
to say,
2, that's when I
okay.
read. That's when I was able to separate.
Oh, okay.
Because when Prince have a temper tantrum, Prince get his ass whooped.
Okay.
But when he's having a meltdown, he don't. If you notice, Tonio, when he just doing certain things, I'll just talk to him. I won't pop him.
Right.
But when I'm popping him, he's just acting like a typical 3-year-old.
Right.
But once I learned, I said, okay, so this is his temper tantrum stage no, Prince, you can't have that. Doing all this kicking and knocking stuff over, that's a temper tantrum. But when he's having a meltdown, y'all, he pat his ears, he turn around, he scratches up himself, that's a meltdown. See, people that don't know about autism, they think he's just being a jerk and having a temper tantrum, and they'll whoop their child.
Right.
But now that I know the difference, because I pay so much attention and autism advocate, I know the difference now.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's good for autistic children, kids, to be around regular kids so they can learn certain things?
I think so. Like Prince, he goes to public school now. And with public school and with autism specialists, his teachers are special education teachers. And Prince have children that does not have any disabilities and children with disability in his class.
Hey, y'all, she check the cameras every day, too, by the way. But go ahead.
I do, y'all. I'm on the cameras. I'm on the cameras all day, y'all.
Hey,
I'm
Tonio,
on the cameras.
what you think about this right here? This dude right here. But go ahead,
I check the camera. I just want to make sure because they'll say sometimes these teachers are certified artistic specialists, but then they don't know how to handle your child. And see, when I'm paying you, you're gonna learn how to handle my child.
You gotta have patience. Be a problem. It has to be a lot of patience.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You can have patience, but I'm telling you guys, being an artistic mom, I say I'm gonna have patience. I'm telling you, if you all don't sit there and understand and actually go to these programs or get some type of therapy for that, y'all would never understand. You can exit it. Yeah. Y'all would never be able to have the patience for it. Correct. I'm telling you, because sometimes down here, I'm gonna be honest, I just want to pluck the shit out of Prince. Or sometimes I'll go in the bathroom down here and just cry because I'm like, what the hell? Like, I mean, sometimes I just need a me time. But then again, it's not his fault.
Right.
It's not his fault.
It's definitely your fault, though.
I got it.
No, I'm talking about the me time part.
Yeah, shut up.
Because you could definitely come up. But go ahead.
I can say on this, we asked the hard questions, correct? Mm-hmm. What is the dynamic between you and Prince's father, especially with dealing with the autism?
Prince's dad, first let me say this, Prince loved this dude, stinky feet.
That's facts.
Prince loved his father, and let me say this, you all. Fathers, black, white, Chinese, Spanish, are very important. Moms, it's not about money. Of course, money helps things. Money is the thing that take care of your children. But if they can't give money, even if they can and they don't bring that up in your children's face. Don't talk about the parents in front of your children. Just let the time, because kids will remember time more than they will remember the Jordans that you stood in line for 3 hours.
Big fact.
The name brand clothes, the Gucci shoes, or the Gucci shirt that's going to be too small for them next week.
Super fact.
They will remember more than that. And Prince's father doesn't really believe that Prince is artistic, but
it took me a minute to believe it too, though. Yeah. So I totally understand.
It's something that I didn't write down. It's something that was diagnosed by specialists, and he was there when it was diagnosed. He was online and everything, but of course, he still doesn't think that Prince is artistic. So, what I do as his mom that's around him, still to this day. What I do as his mom that's around him 100% of the time is I make sure that I install him into Prince, into making sure that he is better with, because autism is not going to define our son.
Correct.
Not my son. Me and Red's son, that's not
Right.
going to define him. But I also have to let Red's know, which is his father, that this is not just telling me. I let him read the emails. I send them to him. Any doctor's appointments that he missed, I let them know this is what they said. I even take pictures of the paperwork, so he'll have that. And that's what you got to do with some people. But we have to be on the same accord. We can't raise him the same because we're two totally different people, but we have
Correct.
to be on the same accord when it comes to making sure he's a better person or doing better with this disability. So, but no, y'all answered the question. The answer is no, he's not in accord with Prince having a disability.
It's kind of, you know what's crazy though? It might be, I don't know if this is what he thinks, but you know how sometimes it's kind of hard to believe that autism, I don't want to say it's bad, but it's kind of hard to believe like, my son really autistic? Nah, there's no way. That can't be. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think, Tonio? Back in the day, if y'all Google or look into like different stories about autism, when people said the word disability or their child was disabled, it was a bad thing.
Right.
You know, back in the day, that if
Right.
your child was disabled, your child had to be strictly put on medication.
Right.
And I'm against medication. I'm against medication with Prince until he gets older, because most children that are diagnosed with autism, as they grow older, they have a lot of behavior issues. They have ADHD. Like Prince is real smart. Some people like, he's on the spectrum.
He is.
Yes, because you all only see that, he know his name. He can spell his name. He can do his code on his iPad. He know all his ABCs, all his colors. But you all don't see the meltdowns. You all don't deal with the anger issues or the constantly, no, I say no, money. Yeah, they don't, they don't see those things.
But I could say back when we grew up, the spectrum, like I said, growing up and kids didn't know they was on the spectrum, and their parents didn't want to sit up there and even have those tests.
Right.
And they sit up there, they thinking they can beat their kid out of this shit.
Nah, true.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, beat his ass. That's what's wrong with him. You got to beat the fuck out of him.
That's true.
But then they grow up and they didn't. A lot of parents have an issue with, you see your child have something's not right. A child shouldn't be acting a certain age, shouldn't be acting a certain way at a certain age. And if you see something that's not right, you need to get the help, because all you're doing is, once they get older, it gets worse. I don't care how much you cater to them, how much you buy them things. If it's something wrong, and like with us growing up, paranoid schizophrenic run on my mom's side of the family. My mom was one. My brother is one. My grandmother that treated me really bad, she was one. My uncle, it's really deep on my side of the family. So when I got pregnant with Prince, and I realized at 7 months when the doctor told me that I was going to be okay with him, I signed up for therapy. Because I didn't want to bring my generational curses or the
Toxicity.
Yes. I didn't want to. The way we was raised was fucked up.
Right.
But guess what? My grandmother made me strong, because she was a strong woman.
So
Go ahead.
So, Ish, do you ever just sit back and wonder and be like, why me?
As far as?
Like your son, like your upbringing,
Blood
like
clots thing.
the blood clots, all that.
Like, why you getting good grace? You know what I'm saying?
I think because even though I did have those questions at first, but let me tell you what don't make me question anything else, even the bad stuff. And because sometimes when you go through bad stuff, you're like, oh my God, like what the hell have I done wrong? I don't question anything else, Lim, after I had Prince. And every time I look at him, it's still hard to believe, like, oh my God, that's my son, y'all. So I don't really question anything else, because, I got my baby. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted. And to have that gift, I don't understand parents that don't want to do right or don't want better for their children. I don't understand that. But no, I don't question it anymore, but I used to. When I had Prince, it's a lot of things. I swear to goodness, we was at Charles County Mall. This girl butt me so hard, and she looked back and she said, oh, you're not going to say excuse me? I put my head down, y'all. I said, you got it. Excuse me, my bad. But
That's how it be.
Oh, y'all,
That's
I'm talking
how
about.
it be.
No, I'm talking about it was a group of them too. Prince on this side, I'm on this side.
Oh yeah, they testing you with the sun.
Boom.
Yeah.
When she was bumping, she was like, "What you not gonna say? Excuse me." I just put my head down.
Bitch, I'd have dogged you 10 years ago.
Yes.
I'd have dogged
I
your
said,
ass 10 years
you
ago,
know
bitch.
what? I said, you got it. I said, but I said, as a matter of fact, I apologize. She was like, oh.
Because you, like I said, at the end of the day, at that time, you have gained perspective.
Yes.
And it's like, those are little things.
And then again, I got to think about it like, I'm the primary caregiver of my son.
Right.
If I go to jail, anything, that'll give somebody opportunity to take my kid from me. I'm
Take
not
who?
giving nobody that chance.
Who they gonna take?
Prince.
That's dead.
But I'm saying, legally,
Yeah.
That's
if
dead.
a parent go to jail, you can go get custody right then and there.
But
You
she
can go file for it.
saw it from every perspective.
Right.
As in, if I go to jail, I can beat this bitch ass. She can pull out a knife, stab.
And Prince gonna be right here with us. I don't know what she talking about.
Like I said, but it's still to be said, I did the right thing as a parent.
Oh, right.
Because I chose to let that shit go, move on, and move forward with my child.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I had to do it. Like I had an incident the other day when I had to let people know, regardless of the situation with Prince's dad, at the end of the day, you're not allowed to step in when he's correcting his son.
Correct.
No one is allowed to step in to correct him when he's correcting his son. I don't care what he don't do. I don't care. He can have $10,000 sitting on his lot right now and don't offer me $1. You are not allowed to do that.
That's hilarious.
So I just had to check somebody the other day on that. What he do with his own personal time, that's on him. But when he's saying something to our son, don't you dare ever make my son confused about when his father talking to him.
That's actually big of you because a lot of women can't do that.
Yeah, he was like, man, Aisha, thank you so much. I said, it's not about a thanking you. It's about the fact that at the end of the day, when you are a grown-ass woman, you're going to want better for your son, meaning that we're going to have to be a team when it comes to this dude, to this little boy. Because even though his father doesn't have all of this and that does not mean you can't install good things into him.
That's facts.
A lot of
And
females, you
that's
can't tell them
important. Oh, well, that's important to me.
Yeah.
That's important to me. Like I said, I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, no one. I'm sorry, I just had to check somebody yesterday. No, don't ever do that to him. Don't ever make my son look at both of y'all and he don't know who to listen to.
Right.
No, that's not happening. Don't ever do that.
Because you have parents out here now, even being to the point that they will allow, like as a parent, I'll sit up there and say, if one of the mother of my children was correcting my child and I didn't feel like the situation was right and that they was correcting them wrong, I'm gonna allow you to correct that child. I will pull you to the side later and we will talk about it.
That's important.
I will never stop you in correcting that child because that shows dissension in the ranks. You never allowed a child to see dissension. You never allowed a child to see that we're apart on certain things.
That's where the power kicks in for the child, and then that's when they start playing
Yes.
y'all against each other.
It's a plot.
And them kids are smart.
Those kids smart. Those kids are smart. These kids are smart. So yeah, it's a no for me. You can't do that. It's a no for me. You can't. You're not gonna do that to him when it comes to. And it could be wrong. I can be like, I want to punch this nigga in his face. Why did you just say that?
Right. Right.
That's for me to say. That ain't for you to say.
Aisha, I got a question.
Go ahead.
How you feel about people treating Prince different because of his diagnostics?
Diagnosis.
Diagnosed, yeah, that.
Diagnostics. What the fuck?
What do you mean
This ain't-
treating them
Prince is
different?
not a car.
Nah, because Ish, I'm asking you this question because you told me this before. You be like, get him, Tonio, pop him. And I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. She like, why you treating them different?
Yeah, you
Why
pop,
do you-
you'll pop
why
your own
do-
goddamn kids, won't you?
No, but Tonio had a valid point though, and I only told Tonio that because I said Tonio because at the end of the day, I told Tonio, I want you to realize that Saya's also a kid and Prince is a kid. So Prince does everything Saya does.
Right. That's a fact.
scrape his toe on the carpet right here, Prince gonna come do the same thing.
That's a fact.
So he does everything Saya do. So, but Saya's, like I told Tonio, Saya's still a kid. So if you're popping Saya,
Right.
and he looking at Prince doing the same thing, what do you think Saya's thinking in his head? Like, why am I
Yeah.
popping
Why he
me?
getting off on this?
Right, but Prince not.
Yeah.
So now when I upstairs and I get on, but Tony was like, Aisha, I don't do it because he's following Asaya.
Right.
So now this is what I did the other day, y'all. I pulled Prince pull up down and I popped him. I didn't beat him. I popped his butt. Because now that I know Prince is smart, y'all. You understand.
Definitely.
You're understanding. So now that I know that it's like a sponge and he's really understanding, this is what I want you. I felt that if I get you one good time, regardless of what Saya doing, you're going to think about the butt burning before you do it again. And he did that tonight. Y'all said, see, he understands. He knows what he's doing. So even though he'll say no, and people, when he be out, he say no, and people like, he said no to you 3 times. Okay, I know.
Right.
But when we get back in the house, and he gonna want to get on his iPad, and he gonna want some chalk. What he say, Tony? Or one chalk? He gonna want one chalk. And this is what I tell him. Remember, you told mommy no, no. So you don't. I'm telling you no now.
So your I could say the way you're raising them and the construct of that, you're still raising them regular.
Yeah.
Like I say, like a lot of parents feel like it has to be a detour. I have to do this and I have to do that. But it's still to the point of, no, I'm still putting forth the effort of he getting disciplined.
Right. And this is my thing too, you guys. We cannot raise our children these kids today, this breed, we can't raise them the way you can still install a little of the way that your parents raised you. But y'all, we had fear growing up. We fear
Facts.
people.
Yeah.
These kids have no fear.
That's fact.
They have no fear. They can be 5 years old and still with no fear, still play games at the times. But these kids have no fear. So this is my thing. I don't think that you can raise your children the way that we were raised because we are cut from a different cloth. We had grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? These kids now, most of them got grandmothers that's 35 and still out here going to see, and there's nothing wrong with going to do any of that. But the grandmothers we had, y'all, they was grandmothers.
Yeah. But like I said, our upbringing was different. Now you got
Yes.
kids, these motherfuckers, Daddy, I'm ready to die. Hold up, nigga, goddamn. Let's talk about this shit. I got things to do. I ain't ready to bury you.
Yeah,
I gotta get my shit together. But like I'm saying, kids nowadays, I could say where we were beat, we were sit up there. It was more corporal punishment when we was coming up. But nowadays, I could say, like especially with my kids, I have a child that's turning 16 in a couple weeks. It's more of a conversation.
Yes.
I have to have that very how you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Like for instance, Lyric. A lot of people probably ain't say it, but a lot of people probably looked at what she said on a podcast the other week. Like, wow, why does she know so much? How old is Lyric?
Lyric will be
She about to be 11, right?
She about to be 11?
she'll be 11 in January.
Guess what?
Yeah.
She better know. That's what I told her mother. When I sent our chat Jess, and I told her, y'all doing an awesome job, because she should know. Because kids, she won't know, guess what? Somebody on YouTube gonna show her. Somebody in the classroom gonna show her. Somebody she on her phone with gonna show her.
Anaya didn't want to say it.
Anaya and Mariah know too.
But they didn't want to say
That's
it.
why they started laughing when she started saying it.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't know
But I'm
too.
just saying,
With
it's
my child, she
important.
just play too much. She like I could say.
She was dead ass serious though.
I could say with raising children, my child is just, she's like me. I was always the one that played too much.
Goofy. But
Goofy
then
as
again,
shit.
if you think about it, since she do know, and she know about
Yeah.
if she on YouTube and somebody come to her and say, or be on the video and be like, did she want to do this? And she be like, no, that's SEX, not allowed to do that. Not doing that. Sorry, bye.
Yeah.
She'll know. Some kids don't know.
You get to
And
that
they
point.
already having these feelings and stuff at 10 and 11 years old. Some kids don't know.
You get to that point where you easily took advantage of.
Yeah. But my thing is, it's important.
Hey, you don't drink that goddamn drink, you can swirl.
No.
Ain't no shit in there, you swirling around. But no, like you said, what to be said, like a lot of kids don't know. And
Yeah.
a lot of niggas out here, you got a lot of motherfuckers out here that's old as shit, be on these chat rooms and be inside Roblox.
Yeah, I'm
That
telling
be
you.
inside games that these kids play to get these kids.
Yes, I didn't know. My first time having sex when I was 13, no one taught me anything.
Right.
When we used to get in trouble, my grandmother, the only thing she would say is, if she go out here and suck a dick, you gonna suck a dick? If she go out here and do this, she gonna do this? I'm like, what are you talking about, lady?
Hold up. So that's how she used to tell you about.
Yes.
She out here sucking the dick.
You gonna do
suck
it?
the dick.
Hey,
If I come in with an attitude, oh, she must be fucking. What are you talking about?
Was she right though?
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Hey, you came with an attitude. She fucking.
Yes, she was.
Somebody
She said,
fucking.
you need to go up. My mother used to be like, my mother was real soft spoken. Y'all never cursed or anything. She'd be like, no, she wasn't. My grandma was like, girl, shut up. That girl been fucked. Take your ass upstairs and wash your tail.
Hey, yo.
I was like, I was going to take a shower.
funny as a
Because my
mug.
mother used to be like, Aisha, where you going? I'm over this boy house. No, you're not. All right, mom, bye.
Show you.
Hold up, Each. You saying your mother didn't believe you, or you saying she was just green?
I think she didn't want to believe that I was doing
Yeah,
that.
that sounds about right.
I think she didn't want to believe, but I was always outspoken and said what I meant I was going to do.
Out of your mother's 4 children,
Yeah.
did she believe that were you the only one that she didn't believe that wasn't doing that?
No, she believed me because I told her straight up what I was doing, but I wasn't the sneaky one.
What about the brothers?
My brother, he was a mama's boy for a long time until my mother passed.
Who you talking about, Tank?
Yeah.
He was a mama's boy?
Hell yeah.
This nigga too rough to be a mama's boy,
Now
bro.
he is. Like, I'm telling you, everything went downhill for me and my brother. When my mother passed, my brother bust every window out with his fists in my grandmother's house. Every window he can touch. It was so bad, y'all. He had meat skin hanging from everywhere.
As a mama boy, I can see that. If,
can see
if,
that.
if you
when my
declare
father
him as
pulled
that.
up, when my father pulled up, he bust all the windows. The same fist he used to bust all the windows on my father's truck.
Yeah, you
What your father do?
You Jolly can't get mad at that.
My father said he act like me. I'll just get the windows fixed.
Yeah, you can't get mad at that.
I get them fixed
He's
later.
angry. Yeah, he's mad.
No funny. What you gonna do?
Baby, you got some duct tape?
And then remember, I'm gonna tell y'all how mean my grandmother was, y'all. My mother passed away in her house. When the people came, the coroner came to remove my mother. My grandmother had just got brand new. The carpet was pulled up. She just got brand new floors put down. The people almost dropped my mother when they came down the steps. Guess what my grandmother said?
What?
Y'all need to get it together because I just got these new floors in here now.
Damn.
Y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to make sure y'all hold her right. I don't want y'all need to hurry up and get her up out of here before it be stinking up my house. She been sitting here long enough. She need to go.
You are something else.
Hey, yo.
And you know what? I was real disrespectful. And I was like, I said, you
You was there for that? When she said that?
Yes. All her children.
Nah, bro.
And
That's
then she was like, you're not, I said, well, I'm going to stay here with Tank and Quita tonight. She was like, you're not allowed to stay here because you didn't supposed to let her in my house.
Was supposed to let your mother in the house?
Her daughter.
Damn.
Like I said, at the time, why wasn't supposed to let your mother in the house?
She didn't want her in the house.
I mean, but in the same token though, her mother probably did the same thing.
They said her aunts told, when my grandmother died, everybody told me what my grandmother was really like. But then again, y'all, I had to think about it because then her aunts, which is my grandmother's sisters, they was like, her mother, my great grandmother, treated my grandmother the same exact way. Like I knew my grandmother was stabbed up. We just didn't know how. Now when she died, we found out it was her mom that did it, that stabbed her up. So
Wait. Literally got stabbed?
Literally?
yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying like
Yeah, like mentally.
Talking about figuratively.
No, stabbed her up.
yeah.
Her mother stabbed her.
She was a paranoid schizophrenic. She was in St. East a long time. She was a paranoid schizophrenic. She used to put, my grandmother used to put, back in the day, they used to liquid soap powder. They got this big box from Sears on Montgomery Ward. She used to put, I used to watch her. I was like, this bitch crazy. She used to put soap powder on the floor. She used to step in it. She used to come upstairs in my room. You try to sneak out this damn house. I was like, there's something fucking wrong with you.
Hold up, she put soap powder down
And she'll step in it.
and say, you try to sneak out the house.
And I get a whooping.
Basically saying
That's
that
crazy.
her footprints was Aisha footprints.
Yep. But she was a paranoid schizophrenic.
Wait, who did that? Your grandmother?
Yes.
Yes, my mother's mom.
Said her footprints was Aisha footprints. So basically she was saying that, okay, at the end of the day, no matter what, I got evidence and I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yep. And
That is
my older sister
crazy.
never had to do anything. If we had dishes week, and dishes week we had a board on the refrigerator, and it had on there who do them. If my sister ain't feel like doing them, she was like, well, she don't feel like you can go do them. You ain't doing nothing else. But we got days.
So
what
you
talking
felt
about?
do you feel like because you were more the challenging sibling that you got that pushback?
I look identical to my mom.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know
probably what it is.
when my mom passed away? When my mom passed away, my grandmother said she wanted to cremate her. Now, my grandmother had 4 other children that passed away. All of them got a tombstone in Lincoln. My mother was there. My mother was dead in Lincoln for 10 years before she got. You know who got her tombstone put on there? Who? I did.
So you think you paid for your mother's mistakes?
Yeah.
Well, technically, not her mother mistakes,
No,
but like,
no, she paid for her mother's mistakes.
No, I paid for
Because of the basically the physical.
that's not a mistake, though.
That's not a mistake. I'm not saying that's not a mistake, but she paid for just the look, because she looked like her mother.
I paid for what black families are paying for a lot with children, with other family members. Unresolved mental health issues in black families.
Big fact.
That's what I'm paying. That's what I pay for. And that's exactly what I do not want my son to have to go through.
But then you have motherfuckers out here say, for certain things, mental health, you can't cause that for no. Mental health is a cause for a lot of things.
Yes. And my grandma put soap powder down on the floor and walked in it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's not normal. It's
Yeah,
just
it's not.
this
That
that's
ain't
not
normal right there.
at all. So it's a lot of stuff that she did only to me. Now my brother Tank, if he 5 minutes late from the curfew, he can go in the trailer in the backyard. Me, she lock it. I left because she done dumped cold water on my head in the freezing rain outside the window on me because I'm knocking at the door. And I said, well, I'm not gonna stop knocking. So then I would turn around and kick it. Boom, boom. Boom. And when the police came, excuse me, I'm this age. She cannot lock me out. Then they was like, ma'am, you cannot leave her outside. And when the police leave, she said, oh, well, you're not going to eat. Y'all, on holidays, she used to send me in the basement. And they would be upstairs eating holiday food. And she would get my sister to bring me down a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Each, what you was part of the what's the show? Is it Cinderella? With the 3 girls and the mother, and they made her do all the cleaning and
That's
shit.
Cinderella.
That's Cinderella. That's what you was. You was Cinderella.
But see, Cinderella, my problem was my uncles used to be like, stop saying stuff. I was like, no.
Oh yeah,
It had got to a point, y'all, that me and my grandmother got into it because I was fighting my older sister. My grandmother jumped in it to help my older sister, so I was fighting both of them. So Tank came in, and my grandfather tried to break it up, but he started jumping in it too. So Tank and Quita was fighting my grandfather, my grandmother, my little sister. Not to say I'm proud of it, but if y'all just knew, the neighborhood knew she was messed up.
But we came up in the era of blaming the child.
Yeah.
Of she fucked up. It's
And
something
see,
wrong
my
with her.
mother, when she got pregnant with my sister, she was 16, still in school. So my grandmother took my older sister from her. You know, back in the day when kids got pregnant that young,
Yeah,
the grandmothers would be mommy.
correct.
So that's how it was.
And
with my older
we
sister.
got a lot of motherfuckers that out here that is basically that never knew that. We got a lot of people out here that their grandmother raised a child as a child and never knew that their sister is their fucking mother.
Yeah.
Hold up, though.
facts.
So since we talking about this, right? I just got one question for y'all, because all of us got kids now. Am I the only one that wished I'd have had my kids at a younger age?
Fuck no. Nigga, I wish I had my kids at 13, 14.
Nah,
Damn,
for real.
man.
Nah, I'm thinking like 16, like 18. What Tay, Aisha?
No. I don't wish I had my kids at a young age because I I don't feel like I would have been prepared for them.
You never prepared for a kid, bro.
You're not prepared for a
Ever.
child, but at 13 and 14,
No.
as a
Oh,
teenager,
well, let me tripping. I'm talking about like 18.
but
Yeah,
even
I
at that
wasn't-
age, you're not prepared.
Go ahead, Ish. What you about to say?
I was all on money and making sure that my siblings that was my mother kids were I wasn't even thinking about education because I was still a kid too. I was making sure that they was the freshest thing that walked up in any school that they went to.
But at the time,
At the time, I never thought about.
we didn't get into it. At the end of the day, like real shit, we knew you was fucking with some dope boys at the time. Like that's what they saying is if you would have got pregnant at the time, how would have changed anything in your life?
Oh, that's a good question.
I got pregnant several times.
Oh, that's how you came up with the process of this not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's why she was so numb to when.
Yeah,
Number two, being pregnant. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ish, let me because you ain't speak on this. I'm gonna say when I met you, you already had 2 sons. What was that like? Like what? Like you already had in my mind. You already had sons when I met you.
Right.
What was that like raising them and knowing? I mean, they're your nephews, but they're your kids for real. What was that process? Do you think that process made you better for having Prince?
Hell no, Tonio. I ain't know what the hell I was doing.
For real?
All I knew
say this all the time.
All I knew is their father passed away. That was their heart. My sister, my older sister, she never wanted children. She only had children for her husband because my sister was married to their father. And when he passed away, she didn't want to be a mother anymore. Remember, she's 4 years older than me. So then I really had to step my game up. Because my grandmother got really sick.
I don't know, but that shit trash.
Yeah, my grandmother got really sick.
I can't really say that.
Shit trash, dog.
I can't really say that.
Let her finish the story, and then y'all can comment. Go ahead.
So she got really sick, and I was like, she don't want the boys. What the hell somebody supposed to do? I guess I was with a dude that was like 8 years older than me. So
How old were you at the time?
I probably was this when I was getting myself together. I think I was 21 or 22.
So that nigga about 30.
Yep, he was about 30. Had our own place. My sister don't want to save the boys, so like he was like, "Well, you want to get them?" Yeah, their father did. Like I don't know where else they gonna go. We got them. We had them for 9 years.
Well, I thought it was longer than that though.
It was 9 years.
Oh, you know what? Because they was young as fuck when I seen them. But
Fuck all that. 9 years. We gonna applaud that motherfucker.
No.
9 years. Ain't too many motherfuckers hold the kids
Wait,
for
no
not
funny.
that long. 9
No
years.
funny. I thought them was her sons. I swear to God. That's on everything I love. I thought that was her sons. So that's just. I feel like that prepared you for Prince, though. To be honest with
I'm
you.
gonna tell you why I didn't, y'all. Because the stuff I know now that I didn't know then, because I didn't know how to raise a child then. All I knew is they needed a place to stay. All I
At
knew
9
is
years, how old was the boys?
they were, Say was 9, and I think Khalil was 7.
Okay.
So smart boys, y'all, real smart boys. My sister was real. Their father funeral, they came late all the way to the casket was closed. They couldn't even speak his name. So when they came to me, first week was me and Tony had a 1-bedroom. Then we had to get a 2-bedroom because now we got the boys. So everything was about their father. It was like he was back again because that was their heart. So I basically brought their father back to life for them. They was able to have pictures in the house. I got keychains made, the dog chains made around their neck. I did all of that stuff. I just wish, because I don't know where they went left at. I had one of them went to prison for 8 years. One, they got all this Forest Creek mess tattooed on them, tatted face. I don't know when we're left. So, I blame myself sometimes because I had them for so long. So then when I started going to therapy, she told me you can't blame yourself for your nephews. You were a child just trying. The only thing you knew is how to support them. That's all I knew is how to work and support them, y'all.
Make sure they had
And
somewhere
make
to
sure,
eat
right?
and come
Make
home.
sure they had
and-
food. Make sure they had clothes. Make sure I went to PTA meetings. They played basketball. One was into all these animals and stuff. Ask Tonio, you guys monkey to this day. When he first came home from jail, he was like, "I want to see my aunt." And he was like, when he first went to jail, I was like, "It's nothing I can do. This is your now you're an adult." Go ahead.
That lets you know that you did what you had to do. You can't blame them for the life that they chose.
Right.
Because at some time, you're going to choose.
Right, but now, this is what I'm saying to you. If I had if I knew how to really, what you really supposed to do and try your best and raise, my whole thing is as long as they was fresh.
Right.
And long as they had food. It was about education too. I wanted them to do that, but I wasn't really into it as much now. With me going through therapy, it's what I know now.
You wasn't
I
with
wish I
the,
had more.
you wasn't on the mental part.
There you go. There you go, Lil.
You weren't raised to do that.
That's facts. Until I had therapy.
How can
now
you,
I know.
Yeah, how can you
But
raise
that's what I'm
somebody to
saying,
do something
that
you
don't
wasn't
know how
raised to do?
But now
Yes.
now I'm saying, dang, now I installed that into both of them now.
Right.
And they see how Prince. They was like, Auntie, you don't even want Prince around us sometimes. I said, no, it's not that. I bring them around it. I bring Prince around them because I want them to know his cousins and stuff. But this is what they do now. All that cursing and all that gang shit, it's not allowed around my son. And they know that off the break. They know that.
Right.
Y'all be yourself, but y'all know how it is when Prince is around.
Right.
So they respect me. They have no respect for my sister. My sister have called me times and you need to tell him to pull up. We could be in the house when me and my sister was cool. She telling them, y'all need to pull y'all pants up. They looking at her like, you don't tell us what to do. And I be like, pull your damn pants up. Man, you tripping. And he'll pull them up.
But that's the respect that they have for
me.
you. Yeah.
But I told him, let me tell you something. I don't care what your mother did. I need y'all to forgive her because she didn't know. She didn't have the skill to be a mother. So I need y'all to forgive her, not for her, but for you. Because when you be disobedient to your parents, your life is short. So I need you all to, just allow her to be a grandmother. She did not know how to be a mother because that was not installed in her. She didn't have that help to be a mother. But now she want to be a grandmother. I know it's hard, Tad.
That shit take time.
It's going to take time.
It's gonna take time.
But the respect level, I need y'all to respect her, even if y'all don't want to talk to her. But when my sister come, and I don't talk to my sister at all. She can't even see my son.
Right.
But I need y'all as her sons to respect her. You ain't gotta like her. You ain't even gotta talk to her. But when you do, I need y'all to respect her. And I was like, okay. And I explained it to him. I need y'all to know why y'all need to do this. So now they do it.
But I think you're trying to tell them that it's not so much for her, but it's for y'all.
Right.
That y'all building, at the end of the day, y'all building a relationship with her, and your kids can build a relationship with her as well.
And even if they don't want to do that, I just need you all to respect her. I don't want y'all to be disrespectful to her. If y'all don't want her to be around y'all kids, I can't make y'all. I'm just saying, give her a chance because she didn't have that chance. No one taught her. Everything was handed. When my grandmother died, remember my grandmother took my sister when my mother had her at 16. So my sister never really been around my mother. So when my grandmother took her, y'all got to realize my grandmother installed all of this stuff into my sister. So that's why my three youngest, me and my other two siblings are so close, and me and her are not. We don't talk at all. But I need you all to do this and that when it comes to y'all mother. When I say it's to the point where they don't even want her around their children. But I want y'all to understand she's getting the help that she needs now.
But you're installing principles in them that they at the end of the day, the principles should have been installed in at a younger age. But even though as them being older, you'll try to install principles that just respect.
Right.
That's it. That's one of the major principles of respect. It ain't to the point. You don't have to sit up there and be like, oh, well, I got to do this, I got to do that. No, just respect your mother.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. But yeah, I try to teach them that. It's hard for boys, especially the oldest one. Good grief, he about to be 30, but he's getting it. I try to tell him every day, all right, auntie, all right.
But as boys, I can say, as being a boy, that garner the respect of a mother, and the mother actually did everything for me, you are the first women that we love as a mother. At the end of the day, no matter what, a boy's mother is the first woman that he sees as a retrospect of what type of woman I want in my life, and the mother and what I'm expecting from a woman in my life. A lot of people don't consider that as a retrospect. A lot of niggas out here that's choosing a fucked up women, their mother fucked up.
Yep. But some people don't see it like that. Some people don't. A lot of people will first quick to judge a next person and don't even realize they have issues themselves.
Big facts.
And that's like 95% of people. Like, they don't see that I have an issue. All what they see is other people's issues.
Right.
That's
But
it.
until you are able to sit up there and look in the mirror and be like, this person I'm looking in the mirror, I truly do not like. And I need to change certain things to make things better in my life. But when you meet that person that just be like, well, the way my life is going is this person's fault and that person's fault and this person's fault, they're going to be fucked up forever because you're blaming everybody else for faults in your life.
Sure.
You have to sit down there and be able to take some ordinance of blame in your life and things that done went through certain ways. At the end of the day, yes, you had a fucked up childhood. Everything could have went wrong in your childhood. But when you're an adult, you got to realize this shit fucked up. I got to talk to somebody. I got to get this shit through. But if you don't realize that and you keep blaming, well, I'm 45 years old. My life fucked up because my mother was fucked up.
Yeah, you can't keep blaming it on mom. You got to. I'm telling y'all, therapy is the best thing besides my son that ever happened to me. Because at the beginning, you be like, I don't feel like telling her all my business or him all my business. But then when you find a good therapist that's actually into their job and not just to, okay, your hour's up.
It takes time.
It'll take time. I'm telling you, it takes time. Therapy is the best thing because it helps you understand what you didn't understand before or what 10 and 12 people been telling you. And you just been saying, no, that's not true. That's not true.
How many therapists you went through? Like before you got to somebody that was like you feel like you can tell them anything at this point now.
Now I looked up. This woman that I went to was bomb.
Black?
Like, yes.
Okay.
She was so good. She was excellent, Lim. Like, if it be days that I don't want to talk, she'd be like, so you're not going to talk, or because listen, we can stay on here all day, or you can just get off if you want to.
Sound like
She said,
Prince to me.
you want to give up? Go ahead and give up. I said, well, I'm just going to hang up. She was like, okay, well, hang up then. I said, well, you hang up. You the person. She was like, whether you hang up or not, I'm still going to get paid for my hour. So what you want to do? I said, see, it's all about the money. She said, no, you the one that's not talking. I'm just sitting here telling you, if you were to hang up, I'm still going to get paid. Mm-hmm. So either you're going to be a coward and not get what you want out, or you're going to stay on the phone and talk to me. What you going to do? So I would hang up. And then, y'all, guess what? I would call her back. I was like, Miss Aisha. She was like, you ready to talk now? She said, I want you to do, I said, we got to do homework assignments. This not school. She said, it's therapy. I need to know you. I need to know you. I'm telling you, y'all, it's the best thing because I don't know how they do it or I don't know how it works, but it allows you to understand more about yourself. It allows you to open up to things that you didn't even know that you had an issue about. Now, you heard 10 and 12 people say, Aisha, you this way, but you don't want to hear that from them. But when you hear it from somebody else that doesn't know you, I'm telling y'all, it's a big difference from hearing it from people that actually know you. Because you don't want to hear, because you're going to be looking at them like, fuck, nigga, you got problems too. You don't say nothing about your problems. But when you have a total stranger telling you some shit that 10 other people that know you've been saying, then you're going to acknowledge your issue. And then you're going to start working on it.
Because you have people that generally hear the same thing in and out of different relationships, whether it be relationships you're dealing with the other sex or relationships you're dealing with family members, they can keep saying it, but until you hear from somebody on the outside, they be like, "Oh man, fuck you, nigga, you your life fucked up too."
Yeah.
But then when you hear what, damn, I done heard that from like 4-5 different people.
But let's be honest though, most people that's trying to give you insight about your life, you don't want to acknowledge what they saying because most of the times they fucked up. Right. And you want to tell them how fucked up they is, but then you don't want to tell them because some people feel it's no point because they ain't gonna believe you. They think they perfect. So that's why it's important that you go outside to somebody that does not know you at all.
Right.
So when you asked me, Lim, it only took one. When I got serious about therapy, like I said, it was when I was 7 months pregnant with Prince, and I realized that I was going to really be a mom. And that's when I got serious. And that first lady, Miss Nija, she was excellent. Like, I opened up. I realized, I was like, oh, my God, I can do this, and this will work. I learned how to, like when a girl bumped me at the mall real hard, and she was like, you're not going to say excuse me? Yeah. I'm going to say, excuse me, you got it, go ahead. Like, it taught me how to control certain things. Now, the issue came up at Prince School a couple of months ago that I'm going to be honest, y'all, even though the other mother was wrong and I did something to her that I wish I would have never done, like, I went back one.
Don't incriminate yourself on here, though.
Naja told the police and everything was already called them, so it was already squashed. But she had did something to Prince, so I reacted, and I wish I didn't. But that's another thing. Like I went back onto what my therapist told me, and I cried about it. They was like, why are you crying? You ain't do nothing wrong. But I was crying because I was mad that I allowed myself to get like that in front of my son.
Right.
So
that do definitely be tough.
When you get, like I said, when you get pushed to the edge with your kids, that shit'll bring out the tears in you. But a lot of motherfuckers, it didn't allow you to react because you got to think. If you went back to that age when you was like 20, 14, 15, whatever it may be like that, you'd probably put hands on the motherfuckers.
I did put hands on her.
What the shit? She might have deserved that bug. Like I'm saying, certain things garner certain responses.
Yeah. But even with that, you all, honestly, I didn't have to go there, but the anger in the inside of my body was so on fire. Like when I looked at my son's face, she was already real rude, cursing and doing all this stuff. But what the F? You need to tell your son to hit back? Okay. Now, I don't care about nothing you saying. None of that bothered me. But when you touched my son, when you snatched that toy out his hand, that bothered me.
That's understandable.
That bothered me. But no, Dante, it wasn't, because for real, let's be honest. She just took the toys from him. She ain't punch him or push him down. I could have did something else. I could have did something else so my son would have not seen me act that way. But
anybody here, Lim, Tonio, if a nigga would have snatched a toy out your child's hand, it is consequences and repercussions that need to be paid.
Tell you, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know what I would have. I don't know what I don't know
neither. I'm not gonna lie.
I on everything I love. When I take my kids to the playground and all this, I pray that I don't get into them situations.
Yeah, me too, Lim.
Because I don't know I don't know if I'm gonna be like
lenient.
Like no, don't do that.
Aggressive.
Don't do that. Or I'm gonna just be on some. And then if the other parent on some other shit, like, bruh, I don't know how, like, bruh, I don't know how I would have.
Certain situations like that give me social anxiety.
Yeah,
because, like, not to cut you off, like, even taking kids to, like, Chuck E. Cheese and certain situations like that, and you have those parents that are just rude and aggressive, and something happens to your child. I worry about, because I'm, like, even a lot of people describe me, I've been described as I'm passive aggressive. So basically, certain situations I can deal with, and then it's okay. But certain situations, when it boils over, I can't control the person that I am.
What really bothers me is parents that actually be at places and they know their kid's bad.
Yeah.
And then you act like you don't know your kid bad and be aggressive. It's like, bro, you just seen your kid do this.
Right.
Why you acting like he not wrong or she not wrong?
Hey, sometimes I ain't even gonna hold you. Sometimes when I have my kids out, like, and like kids get over shit immediately.
Exactly.
They do.
So that's why sometimes I see that the kid did some wild shit, but I let them handle it.
Right.
And then they could be playing later on.
Yeah.
Versus me stepping in and then, me and the parents into it now.
Yeah.
And like, we ain't getting over that shit and playing the next hour.
Right. And that's most with a lot of parents these days. It's just so sad and unfortunate that you have a lot of parents that's sitting there and just jump in instead of letting some kids handle certain situations themselves. And like with me, back in the day, you can do that back in the day and a whole bunch of consequences and do stuff. But now people come back, they want to shoot you, they want to shoot at where you at, and they just, I don't know, it's just messed up. That's why I was saying, like, I didn't want to revert back to what I don't like the person I used to be. I don't like that. Some people think it's funny or it's a joke. I didn't think it was funny at all. I was upset with myself, and I actually apologized to the mother. I actually apologized to the grandmother that came, Nick. She was giving me a hug. She was like, she know how her daughter is and everything. It was just a mess.
That's exactly how parents should be.
But yeah.
Bro, if I know for a fact.
But it's different with us, though.
Nah, I'll tell you, bro.
With men, it's different with us.
Nah, wait, what you mean?
I just say it's different with us. I could say Aisha set her pride to the side. Mm-hmm. Aisha set a lot of things to the side.
By saying I apologize?
By saying I apologize, her past and everything like that. With the nigga, you can be a regular motherfucking nigga. And you can be out at Chuck E. Cheese and your child have a problem. Dog, and even, I'm a regular nigga. I never been in the streets and everything like that. If we out in Chuck E. Cheese and my child a problem, my thought and process, I gotta damn near kill a nigga. That's my thought and process.
That's probably what
I gotta damn near kill him.
That's probably what they think too.
I gotta, if not kill him, I gotta beat him within an inch of his life. I got to.
Because you don't know how you're gonna react.
I don't know how you're gonna
afterwards.
react. I just got to do that shit to get my point across. I don't know how you're gonna react. I don't know what. I gotta beat him with an inch of his life. I gotta damn near kill him.
He can't get up.
He can't get up.
My oldest brother
yeah,
is like
sometimes, sometimes we do think like that, but sometimes, bruh, a simple conversation can stop everything.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's facts. But
Now, sometimes you can't talk to some people.
yeah, that's true
But
too.
Cause like I said, you have them niggas that be, oh bitch nigga, you need to watch your son, this, that, and the third. Be like, they kids, dog. You need to calm down. They are children, this, that, and the third. If that level of disrespect keep continuing, and if it's a situation, if you keep disrespecting me and you snatch something out of my child's hand, yes, I damn near gotta kill you.
Tay, you know what the easiest thing to do?
what he just said.
No.
It's to walk away and leave.
No.
No, that's the hardest thing.
No, that's the easiest thing to do. I'm gonna tell you.
What?
No,
Walk away?
it's definitely hardest to walk away. But I'm saying that it's still the easiest thing to do because, first of all, you ever like, what's more fearful though, right? Think about this: a nigga that's rowdy, or a nigga that be like, all right, you got it.
I mean, of course, everybody gonna think the nigga that's rowdy, but
In your mind, I'm be like the nigga that's like,
quiet.
all
Calm.
right, when he like, let's say cuz cussing you out, he snatched a toy from your kid, all that, and then you like, all right, come on, Lyric, come on, let's go. In his mind, he like, I don't know what the fuck gonna happen. Now you gotta think about, oh, can we make it out safe? All types
Shit,
of wild
sometimes
shit.
some niggas don't even think that far. Some niggas think like, oh, he a bitch, I'm gonna turn it up a little more now.
A lot of niggas
Oh, then you
think
got it.
because
All right, yeah.
because you're yielding that, oh yeah, you're a bitch. I punked you or this, that, and the third like that.
Okay.
But that's like I'm saying. It's just certain things parents go through.
Right.
But you already know.
Facts.
It's the motherfucking content cowboys. We stay riding on these motherfucking topics. We give you that good unstepped on dope like good dope in the 80s. You already know I'm your boy Tay. You can reach me on Instagram at DBOWE326 Tonio.
It's your boy Southside Malone, but from Waldorf, you dig? You can find me on IG and Tonio, she love her.
Lamb.
You know, it's your boy Lim. You can find me on IG. I am _89. Follow me.
And our gracious host, Ish.
And it's Aisha. Aisha.
Aisha.
I want to say thank you guys for having me. It was fun. Gotta go.
Thank you for being on, Ish. And you
Y'all
already know.
welcome.
Hey, and happy Thanksgiving, y'all, because y'all ain't gonna see us until, so happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy birthday to my daughter too. She
Oh,
be
Pay.
5.
Wait, it's today or tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right, yeah. And we out.
Hey, happy birthday to my daughter too. Fuck, she be fucking 16 on the 23rd.
Ooh.
Big kids. You already know we up out of here.
All lives matter, but the fact of the matter is they've been killing all my people before I was even thought of. We never had a chance yelling nigga this and nigga that. It's time for a change and I'm the nigga that's gonna take it back. I really matter. Say they name and we can honor them forever, but it's still a fucking shame. There's not a march in the world that's gonna heal a mother's pain. Yet there's nothing we can do. System fucking us again. I really matter. Yeah, I really matter. Let me hear it loud and clear.
Our lives matter. Black lives